Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Wispin here, and today we are going to be taking a look at all of the different contest entries for the recent Pixelmon texture or Pixelmon skin contest that we were running here on the Pokecentral network. So if you missed the whole contest, basically the way that it worked is players made their own textures for Pokemon, they submitted them, and now we're going to go ahead and pick out the best ones. Now, originally I was planning on just having you guys vote on your favorite ones. However, I was not expecting there to be over 400 different entries to the contest. So what I have to do now is pick my favorite, maybe 20 to 30, and then you'll vote on those 20 to 30, and we'll decide who is the number 1, 2, and 3 winners that are going to get the cash prizes or the server credit prizes, whatever you guys decide on. I've talked about it in the past. If you entered the contest, you probably already know. We are also going to be adding most likely a lot of, if not all of the ones that I select to the server, and anyone that gets their Pokemon added to the server, that will mean that you guys will get that Pokemon in game with 100% IVs, nature of your choice, ability of your choice, and it should be pretty cool. That'll be on whatever server you want, Crystal, Gold, or Silver. All right, so as you can see here, there's actually just so many entries. There's hundreds and hundreds. Actually, I think I counted, I could be off a little bit, but around 405 to 410 different entries here in the contest. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and off camera go through these. I would do it on video, but that would take a very, very long time, and I also don't necessarily want the username to be connected to the texture just so that doesn't influence voting in any way. So I'll go through all of them. I'll pick up my top 20 to 30 favorites. I will show those to you guys in this video, and then I'm going to go ahead and link something in the description where you can vote. So I've gone ahead and selected a bunch of different entries. I selected 29, and that was pretty much the lowest I could get it to. It was really hard, guys. There were so many really, really good submissions. I had to get rid of a few that I actually did really like just because we needed to have a lower amount for the voting process. We can't be voting on 200 different entries. I barely know how to figure out how to make a voting system with 29 entries. So trying to do it with 200, 300, 400 entries would be very difficult. So before we get into this, I just want to say thank you to everyone that took the time to make textures, submit textures to the contest. If your texture doesn't show up here, it could have been for a variety of different reasons, and because you guys did spend the time to go ahead and submit these and make these, I do want to say the different reasons that I didn't include some textures. So there are probably 4 or 5 main reasons that your entry may not have been selected. Number 1, there were issues with the coloring. For example, you left some of the color from the original texture. So say you made a texture that was mainly blue and white, but the original Pokemon had some red in it, and there was like splotches of red all over the texture. I saw that a lot. What you just need to do when you're making the texture is make sure you are consistent with what your changes are going to be so that you don't leave any of the original texture. Number 2 is there was inconsistencies between the evolution lines. For example, the first evolution had yellow accents and the next evolution had blue accents. Things like that kind of just feel inconsistent. Doesn't really feel like the evolution line goes together. That will be a reason to remove you from the contest because we do need the entire evolution line. Number 3, there were just too many similar entries, too many people making entries with the same style texture. For example, there were about 100 different galaxy themes, so I had to pick my favorite like 2 or 3, and even though I really did enjoy and like probably 20, 30, 40 of them, I couldn't pick 40 different galaxy theme textures to include in the contest, or there were just too many of that specific Pokemon. For example, there were a bunch of different Dragonites. I couldn't include 20 different Dragonite textures, so I had to pick my favorite 1, 2, or 3 Dragonites. Now, what I can say is we're most likely going to be doing a Galaxy theme contest in the future where every entry will be Galaxy things. I also want to do an autumn-based one, so you have to make ones based on the season of autumn, which I think could be really cool, and we could implement that into the server as like a seasonal exclusive thing that you guys can obtain. Maybe they'll all spawn in the wild during the autumn only. And then another reason could be the screenshot or picture quality. Basically, if it didn't include the entire evolution line in a single screenshot, that was technically in the rules, so I had to exclude you. Or if just the screenshot just was like at a really low resolution, really hard to see, or wasn't really the best quality, some of those I had to exclude. So what I was mainly looking for in these entries, because originally I was kind of just thinking a lot of people would just change the color of the Pokemon. But there were so many entries where you guys were really creative. You added new textures, new designs, all kinds of really cool stuff to the Pokemon, that what I was really looking for when I was selecting these is how creative you were with the different designs and how unique your Pokemon were compared to everybody else's entries and compared to the actual Pokemon in the games. But I also wanted these entries to feel like they could fit into the game. I didn't necessarily want to implement stuff that was taken from like other games, shows, or movies. There was a lot of joke stuff that I saw, and I didn't necessarily want to include those just because they kind of felt out of place amongst all the other entries and amongst the Pokemon world. So the last thing I'm going to say before I start showing you these entries, I know I've been talking for a while. The final thing, these are not listed in any particular order. Do not consider them as a list like the worst of the best or the best of the worst. It's completely random. I'm just pulling these out. It's actually pretty much just by the date that they were submitted. So don't take that into account, but there is going to be a link down in the description to a straw poll. And you can go ahead, click that link, vote on your favorite texture, and then whatever one comes in first, second, and third based on the total number of votes will go ahead and win the contest. So that's all the entries that you guys are going to be able to vote on. I know there were so many other entries that looked amazing. They looked great. If you feel like your entry was really, really good compared to all of these, like better than all of these, I don't know, feel free to go ahead and message me and I can let you know what exactly I changed with it to make it a little bit better. Now, I'm sorry if I don't get back to everyone because I feel like I'm going to get a lot of messages even saying that, considering there was over 400 entries. But that's really the one thing you have to take into account is there were 400 entries. So not getting included in the top 30 doesn't mean your texture was bad. It just means that there were 30 textures that were really, really, really cool and unique. But with that being said, please take part in the voting. Going to be the first link in the description. If you guys vote, that's really how we're going to be able to tell who wins the first, second, and third place. The more people that vote, hopefully the more variety there will be between the different numbers, so we won't have a bunch of tied for first place or anything. So please, please go take the time to vote. I'm sure if you made it through this entire video, you will be, but it'll really help me out, really help out everyone that entered the contest if you do take the time to go ahead and do that. So that's pretty much it. If you guys have any ideas for future contest ideas, if you guys think we should do an autumn theme or galaxy theme or whatever other kind of theme you can think of, let me know down in the comments. I will make sure to go ahead and check those out. Also include your favorite skin that you saw today, or if there was another one that was submitted that wasn't included in this video and you think it was really awesome, let me know down in the comments as well, and I will make sure to go ahead and take a second look at those. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one.
Click up.